Hundreds of Denver high school kids are preparing to return to the classroom. High school students can go back starting next week, but only if they decide to return. We've learned many students are opting to stay home with the remote learning.
Tori Mason got a look at what middle and high school students who do go back can expect.
Many middle and high school DPS students will get to see their teachers and classmates when they return to school over the next week. But those Chromebooks they've been hanging on to for nearly the last year, those are coming with them too.
When we have relationships with our students that we've built, but we've actually never met in person.
Principal Christian Sawyer says half of Hamilton Middle School has chosen to return to in-person learning.
The students will also get to be there in person with their teacher, ask questions of their teacher, get to build relationships in the classroom with their peers.
But like many DPS students, they'll only be in the building 2 days per week, still in front of Chromebooks.
The majority of the class will still be online.
Mike Kristoff is the principal of Thomas Jefferson High School.
I also didn't want to oversell it and say, like, hey, it's going to be just like school was before, because it's really not going to be.
Only 45% of TJ students opted for in-person learning. They'll spend 3 days at home learning virtually and 2 days in class on computers.
The challenge is, how do we differentiate between in-person and online when all of those kids are still in the same class?
Sawyer says Hamilton teachers have spent the last year learning from each other for their students.
So while the cohorting guidelines and safety guidelines have their impacts on the number of days that the students can actually be in the classroom, we can keep our classes moving forward.
Whether it's middle school or high school, the return to in-person learning at DPS starts with equity.
We can't make it a lesser quality of education for the kids that are online versus the kids that are in person.
Students who plan to return to class over the next week and have been using a desktop for remote learning should contact their schools if they still need a laptop. And DPS also suggests getting tested for COVID-19 routinely. They offer that test for free. Reporting in Denver, I'm Tori Mason, covering Colorado First.